Hey there guys, it's Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff, and today we've got an interesting video. It's really bad weather out there. Like, it was beautiful yesterday, and it's really cold and windy today. So we are gonna do an inside video, and we're gonna take a look at something I saw at SHOT Show, which is really awesome, and it's the new compressor by Hill. Okay, so before we get started, definitely want to say thank you to Pyramid Air. When you're looking for your next air gun, next accessory like a compressor, definitely check them out at www.pyramidair.com. So let's talk a little bit about Hill as a company. They've been making hand pumps, and they really make, frankly, the best hand pump you can buy for an air gun is made by Hill. In fact, other companies, they don't try and make their own. They just have Hill make them. They license them. Air Venturi, their MK4 is a Hill pump. Umarex has a version of a Hill pump. It's just a great pump, and why reinvent the wheel? Now, the Hill products are a little bit more expensive. They're designed and made in England, which is going to put a little bit higher price tag on it. But with that, you get a level of construction and durability and longevity and all of that stuff you really want. So you're buying something once. And to me, that's important. Okay, so you can go with a more affordable product. And look, if you just have to go for that affordable product, as long as you're out shooting, go for it. You'll be able to maybe work to get something a little bit better down the road. But if you have the money up front, it's usually better to, you know, as they say, buy once, cry once, however that goes. But you get it one time, and it's just going to be what you use for the duration. Now, let's talk a little bit about this compressor in general. First thing you want to do, obviously, you get this out of the box, go through the manual, read it cover to cover, because you really want to know how this operates and what it's doing and why it's doing it. It actually ships with the oil you need right out of the gate, which is awesome. It's air-cooled, not water-cooled, which is also awesome. And it's computer-controlled, and we'll kind of go through some of those controls here in a minute. So right here at the front, right there, you've got your crankcase oil and your silicone, and they provide this, and it's very easy to fill it. You just pop these caps, and you put the oil in, and you can buy refills for this, obviously, over at pyramidair.com. All right, so what really makes this special are the electronics inside the unit. So you've got an hour meter. It's got some things that say, have you checked your lubrication? You actually have to confirm that before you can even run it. You can look at bar, you can look at PSI, you can look at MPA, I guess it is. And then you can set the pressure like to the pound if you want, or to the bar. It's got all of that just electronically controlled, very easy sort of wheel dial, push button, works very, very well. The thing that kills the small portable compressors is heat. And this is where all of that technology really starts to play an important role, because this thing is designed to operate in this window. So obviously if you're below it, it fills to here. I mean, it heats up to here, and then it'll go to here, and then it shuts off and allows the system to cool down to here and then starts up again. So why is that important? Well, you know, if I'm filling this little guy here, which we're gonna hook this up and fill this up, this is super easy. This is just, you know, this is our Sig Virtus, 3,000 PSI fill, not a big deal. Pretty quiet just to hear the fan going. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up right here. And we're just gonna top this off, right? Nothing special. So I gotta hit yes to the lubrication. Now, we're going to fill something bigger here in a minute, but I'll hit pressure set. We'll just go up to 200 bar. There it is. And then it's start. Shut our bleeder. And that's basically it. Now it'll fill. It'll be done pretty quick. And then we're going to talk about why that temperature control is so important, because we're going to take a look at the Hatsan Piledriver here in just a minute. All right, that's it. It topped this off from like about 1,500 PSI up to 3,000 PSI, and this thing is good to go. Let me grab a rag real quick. Okay, so when you go to drain the relief valve here, you want a rag because it'll spit a little juice at you. So you want to make sure you catch the moisture in your rag here. Okay, so that, as you saw, pretty straightforward. You hook it up, set your pressure, good to go. Now, let's look at something bigger, because that's a pretty small bottle. What about larger bottles? This, again, is where other of the kind of entry levels, personal, like the small little compact personal compressors, can give you a bit of a problem, because when you drive them too hard, you may be able to fill that bottle, but when you drive them too hard, you wear them out prematurely, and then you're out buying another one. So that's where the hill just shines. Let me grab the Hatsan Piledriver. Okay, so we are going to be reviewing this here at some point. I'm not sure exactly what the date's going to be. We're waiting for some ammo to come in. So this is a whole other animal. So the Virtus is a smaller bottle, 3,000 PSI. This is a larger bottle at 300 bar, which is like 4,350. So that's a lot more pressure that you need to put into this and a lot more volume. Now, this is where the hill and that sort of auto shut off, auto starting feature is very, very cool, because when I filled this from empty, it cycled a few times, okay? So let's walk through the process of what it takes to fill this, a gun like this, something to 300 bar with a large cylinder, and you kind of get an idea of why I like this compressor so much. So we'll go ahead and put our bipod down. All right. All right, so in order to fill this gun, we got to get the port open here on the side, put the safety on, go ahead and cock it. That opens the fill port so you can get to it. Put our probe on, and that goes just like that. Now, go ahead and turn this on again, and what we're going to need to do is set our pressure. Now, that I filled to 200 bar. This I'm going to fill to 300 bar. And we already filled this fully. I've let some of the air out, so we're sitting right at about, we're right under 200 bar, about 175 bar or so. So realistically, it's probably going to cycle a couple times on this unit, but that's okay. That's what this is designed to do. You hit 75 degrees Celsius, it stops, cools down to about 63-ish or so, fires back up, fills till you hit that temperature range again, and it just does that for you. You don't have to come monitor it or watch it or manually. It just handles that for you. That's what I love about this, because that means it's just going to last. This thing is going to last for you, where others that don't have that feature, don't have that auto cooling type of a setup, you may wind up kind of wearing them out prematurely when you're filling larger bottles. Not with the Hill compressor. This thing is awesome. All right, so we'll fire it up. Okay, we get the nice logo, and now the first thing it's going to tell me to do is verify that I have lubrication in it. I do. All right, now I need to set my pressure. Real quick, yeah, let's just go ahead and set pressure. So you hit the button, and now you just raise. We got to go all the way to 300 bar, which is the max this unit will produce. And I'll go ahead and hit that. Well, now it's pressure set. I hit it one more. Let's see. Okay, rotate it. Yeah, okay. All right, rotate it till we're ready to fill. And it has a little start arrow. And you hit start. Go ahead and shut our bleeder off here. And that's it. Now, it'll just fill, and it'll shut off when it gets too warm. It'll cool down and just start again. It'll just do this until you're at the pressure you need to be at. Very, very cool. Let's let it do its thing. Okay, so we're at our first cool down period, and right now it's at 75 degrees Celsius. We're at 268 bar. So we might be able to push it all the way to 300 at this point. We'll see, it may need one more cool down cycle. But we started at about 176 bar or so. But as you can see, this is what this thing's designed to do. Protect itself and fill your gun, so you really have nothing to worry about. Very, very cool. We're down to 70 degrees already, so it cools off relatively quickly. Now, it's cold here today. Normally, I'm talking about how hot it is here in West Texas. We had a major cold front come through, and we're all bundled up and thinking about getting a wood stove going here if we keep this up. But it's almost ready to start up again. We're down to 66 degrees, so very shortly it's going to fire up and begin to start filling. There we go. So at 65 degrees, it starts up again. It's going to run from 65 degrees Celsius to 75 degrees Celsius. It'll just do that as much as it needs to get to the pressure that you've set it to. Okay, and that's it, it's full. So it needed one cool down to basically top off our gun. Let me just go ahead and bleed this off. Okay, that's it. Okay, so not only can we do small bottles, large high pressure bottles on your gun, but you can also do pony bottles with this as well. Now it will cycle quite a bit when you go to fill a pony bottle, but you can fill it and you can fill it safely and you're not gonna tear up your compressor. That's what I love about the Hill line in general. They really build stuff to last. They built in all the safeties and the thing just works. How many times I've gotten stuff in, maybe I kind of got something a little less than, a little affordable we'll call it, got it in and I'm tinkering with the doggone thing just to make it do what it was supposed to do out of the box. You don't have to do that with Hill products. They just work. Now this will fill a little more slowly than maybe some of the others, but remember the whole point about this is that you get to use this for year after year after year after year and so forth because it's just built that well. Guys, if you're looking for a new compressor in that $1,000 price range, that you're not in a super hurry, you know, you can top this. Now this is a gun with a big tank at high pressure. Most guns, you should be able to top them off without having to do a temperature cycle, but if it needs one, it's got it. So if you guys are looking for a solid compressor, well built, sturdy, that just is gonna last you for years and years, check out the Hill. It's awesome. www.pyramidAir.com. They'll hook you up. Guys, that's it. My name is Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.